A wonderful welcome to all of the Find Your Fire tribe. We're here on another Fire Friday. I am, yes, in beautiful Tobago, looking at sunny weather for a change. We've had some serious rain the last few days. And we're about to talk about 5 Feng Shui tips for your fabulous front door. For anybody who's not met me before, I'm Wendy Yawching, founder of Healing Spaces Caribbean, which is my Feng Shui consultancy. And I'm also the tribe mom of the Find Your Fire tribe. And every now and then I like to pop into the tribe and share a few Feng Shui tips that you can use for your life. Not difficult ones, but always food for thought. So today we'll just dabble and dibble with your front door. So that was a little introduction. You guys heard the music and all that?
Yes.
Yeah. Right. And it was, I know it went by really fast, but actually those points that you saw are the points that we're going to talk about today. So we shall just go through each of those things a little bit more detail. The front door of your home, which is the designated front door, which is the one that the architect built, is considered in Feng Shui, all schools of Feng Shui, as the mouth of the Qi. That means, and Qi being the energy that is in everything and is everywhere and is in you and me and the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees. That's the energy of life, the energy of the universe, of creation. The front door is considered by all Feng Shui experts to be the access point for your home to absorb, receive, and be filled with Qi, with that beautiful, beneficial energy that supports a very magnificent life or your best life. So even if you use your back door, your garage door, your kitchen door, because it's more convenient when you bring in the groceries, it's closer to the garage, to access your house every day, your architectural front door is the front door of significance. And that's very key, because I know how life is, and I know that many people run in and out of other doors. The front door that was meant to be the front door, the one that you would invite the queen into, or your honored guests into, you don't bring them in through the back door or the garage, or the president into, that is the door that we're talking about. That is the mouth of your Qi. Okay? So as such, since it is the place that the beneficial Qi that brings you opportunities, good luck, good health, good Qi into your life, into your house, and since that energy that surrounds you in your home plays a huge part on what you feel and how you react and your well-being and how you engage with your life, it's important that your front door be a very special place and that you give it special attention. So that's what today is about. So first question is, what is the message of your front door? If you think about your own personal front door, what does it make you feel like? What does it make people feel like if you're a visitor and you're approaching it? How does it feel? Think about that, because as we go through this presentation, you're going to find different things that perhaps you could address on your own front door to improve the message. What is the message of your front door right now? Tip number 1, your front door should be strong, secure, and give you a sense of privacy when you're inside. So that means that if you have a full glass front door, then you don't have the privacy aspect covered. And perhaps it's not that strong or not that secure. Now, most people don't have a full glass front door. We might have a little piece of glass in it somewhere so you can see in or see out, I should say, and the light can come in. But clearly, a lot of glass does not count as strong, secure, and private. Many people's front doors are solid, which is fine, strong in the hinges, strong in the composition. I would say everybody's front door can be locked. And particularly if you live in a place where crime is an issue, you might have 2 or 3 or 4 locks. And if you live in the Caribbean, in Trinidad and more Trinidad than Tobago, you might have a grill gate in front of or behind your front door as well for additional security. But most people consider securing their front door as something they would naturally do. So that's usually covered. And the privacy aspect, again, the street shouldn't be passing by and be able to look into your front door. You may choose to keep it open sometimes, but I bet you wouldn't do that if there were a lot of people passing outside your front door because you would feel exposed. So think about it. Feng Shui is always about how it makes you feel. And imagine how you'd feel if your front door was open to a busy road with a lot of people passing. Now, in some countries such as Cuba, the houses themselves need to open their front doors because this tiny or skinny and dark with no windows along the sides because everybody has a unit with units on either side, and the front doors open and essential for air and for light. But that's different. For most of us, we go for strong, secure, and private. And I do enjoy questions. If you have any questions as I run through this, do tell me, and I'd be happy to stop and extrapolate further. Tip number 2, your front door should be fully functional. And fully functional means that your front door should actually open and close and lock. And when it opens and closes and locks, there should be no grating, squeaking, groaning, bending, pushing, tugging required. It should actually open and close very easily and smoothly, because any resistance to your front door working implies a resistance to the chi, the beneficial chi coming in. So the feeling of ease should be present when you use your front door. And you should have all the proper hardware on your front door to allow that full functioning. So whatever design of your front door, whatever, you need to have the hardware that allows your access to your home and the movement of the door to be easy, smooth, and not feel any resistance. No noisy resistance, no physical resistance. Talking about that, your front door should be able to open completely. Many people have a front door, and when they open it, if it opens, say inside, the front door is blocked by the shoes, the shoe rack, or the baskets, or the bags that were put down behind the front door, or other things. The front door should never be stopped from opening fully to whatever is on the other side, such as a wall, or even opening completely. The front door should allow full flow through its size, through its space, through the opening. So consider whether your front door is fully functional. Tip number 3, there should be no blockages to your front door. Now, when I talked about the shoes and the shoe rack and the pots and the bags, those are blockages, but there are also other kinds of blockages. In the little video, you saw the tree blocking the whole house. Well, that was extravagant, and it hopefully made the message clear. But many people have blockages, so they don't even really realize they're blocking the front door. You might have, again, that shoe rack. You might have the garbage can. You might have a plant like this one that's growing over and blocking part of your front door. And it may seem cute because it's actually, if you have the plant, the ivy starts to flower at a particular time, or the plant flowers, or the ivy starts to turn beautiful orange and red, you might think it's really beautiful, but you should clear the area of your front door. Make sure there's no blockages of plants, flowers, or physical objects outside your front door. Some people, for instance, might put a plant pot or a statue or a vase or an umbrella stand inside or outside the front door, such that the passageway through the door opening itself is blocked or restricted. Think about it. If you were the chi and you're roaring up the road to come and visit Nikki's house, and then all of a sudden there's stuff that I have to go around and go through, and it makes me sort of have to go small, then when I get inside, I'm not so happy, and I've been restricted. So I'm not going to give them my full blessings. So think in terms of your front door area should allow the chi to come in smoothly and easily, a strong, smooth flow without any feeling of blockage. Next tip, no shahs. Now, a shah is a beautiful feng shui term that we use to describe anything that takes away from, that bugs you physically, energetically, emotionally. So something might bug you physically if, for instance, you had a burr in your hair and you keep picking at it. That's a physical shah. or you're sitting on a chair and there's a very uncomfortable spot and you keep doing this, that's a physical Shah. You may think you can keep sitting on that chair for hours and you keep shifting and adjusting, but really and truly that's taking away from your energy. It's taking some of your attention, your consciousness away from whatever you're trying to do. It's bugging you. Once it's bugging you, it's depleting you and your ability to function at your best. So Shahs deplete you. An emotional Shah might be something that has a negative emotional energy for you. Seeing something that really hurts you, like a picture of an old boyfriend or the clothes on the floor that your children keep dropping and you keep telling them and they don't pick them up, that bothers you. If it bothers you emotionally, that's an emotional Shah. And physically, energetically, well, they're all energetic Shahs because they all take away from your ability to function at your best possible chi. Now, in terms of your front door, Shahs are anything that take down the effect of your front door. If I was the prime minister, or if I was the honored guest, or if I was the chi, which is your honored guest, I would find it very hard to want to come and visit Terry if Terry's front door looked like this. I would think, she is not really trying to invite me here. I think I'll go and by to the next house and maybe visit Kathleen or Candace because this person is not looking for me. You guys get that, right? It's not welcoming. So basically, first thing you do when you're looking at your own personal front door is check and see if it has any negative stuff going on that's going to be called Shah by Wendy. If there are any Shahs, you make a list of what they are. You make a list of the things that you can change because some things might take more work and money than others. And then you start addressing them because every little shift makes a big difference in the effect on the whole. So in this case, this is an extreme case. I actually had some images that were more realistic in terms of Shahs. And you can say, okay, well, we just remove, paint that spot. But I wanted to get the message home. This place has a lot of Shahs. And it's not just that it's obviously a bit of a derelict place, but if you look in, there's a shopping cart in front of the front door, the steps are broken up, there's the air conditioning unit is falling apart. The place, of course, is in disrepair. There will be Shahs around your front door. I have some Shahs. I don't consider them big Shahs, but they're Shahs. And if people are coming to visit me, I clear them up. For instance, I have a bowl next to my front door, it's not blocking it, full of my doggy stuff, my leashes and my collars and all that. And it's always overflowing. That's actually a Shah to my front door. It's not a big bad one, but it is. And if somebody's coming to visit me, I go tuck them in and push them under the, in a further corner. So we all have Shahs because we're living in our homes. But think about it and make the Shahs as minimal as possible. And if you can remove all of them, good for you.
What about keys?
Keys. Okay. What about keys? What's your question about keys?
I've got keys hanging up beside the door on the inside. So that would be, that's fine or no?
Do they bother you?
No, no.
Because remember,
no, they don't.
A Shah is anything that bothers you at an energetic level, physical, because it can be visual, oral, a smell can be a Shah, something you don't like smelling, feeling, emotional. But if it's bothering you and you realize that you're feeling discomfort, as I say, the clothes on the floor and you keep walking around them, if each time you walk around them, you feel a frisson of displeasure, then you got to deal with the Shah. So it's not just your front door. You need to deal with Shahs in your space because they take away from your energy. If the keys are not bothering you and if they're not blocking the door in any way, and if they are not sticking out into the door space, so they're not edgy, then they should be fine. All right? Yeah.
Okay.
If they're bothering you and you keep thinking, I got to move those keys, then they're a Shah for you, move on. Find a nice other spot for them. So just check that in yourself. Everybody's different. And what bothers one may not bother the other. As you may notice, anybody who has teenage kids, they're not bothered by the mess in their rooms at all. You are. So, so there you go. Once you use those guidelines, you'll be fine. Now, the last tip is just now that you've made sure your door is strong and secure and private. You made sure that it's fully functional, that there's nothing blocking it, inside or out. You've removed the Shahs, you make it beautiful. And whatever beautiful means to you. Now, I realize that some people live in condos and apartments where they can't really do a lot of stuff outside their front door. They can't, change colors and put decor and plants because they're in a uniform kind of space. You go down a corridor from an elevator and there's 10 rooms and the doors are all supposed to look the same. So the things I'm going to discuss are really for people who have the ability to change their space, okay, to change their front door, okay? You do what you can, but if you have the ability because you have your own home, that is ideal. So you make it beautiful, and beautiful depends on you. So let's talk about some decor. And for decor, we would discuss, whoops, not sure what happened there, but we would discuss color. We would discuss lighting, sound. We would discuss door hardware. We would discuss plants. Remind me I said that. So let's talk about door hardware first, because that's the easiest one. The things that you put on your front door, both inside and outside, should be the best that you can, the most attractive that you can find or afford, and quality if you can. Again, remember, this is a significant, it's one of the top 3 important places in your home for Feng Shui. This is an important thing, this front door of yours. So make your front door decor or hardware, handles and locks and peepholes and framings, quality, and as appealing, attractive as you can. Decor could be, you might choose to add, a fun door knocker, or you might choose to add a seasonal decoration, wreaths, etc., appropriate to the season in your country. But front door decor is a yes. Front door lighting, your front door should never be dark and gloomy. When you come home in the night, there should be a warm glow over your front door, and it's practical too. We're not talking using the light on the phone to put the key in the door. That is not good Feng Shui. We are talking it should be a light or 2 lights, preferably balanced Feng Shui, over your front door so that the area is lit. And then if you're in a country where you feel insecure, you want to feel that there's a little light around your front door, so that lighting becomes a safety issue as well. So proper lighting at your front door, and lighting that makes your front door feel enhanced and welcoming as you approach. So we've done lighting, we've done decor, hardware, plants. Plants add to any environment. Plants are a plus in all Feng Shui. Live plants preferably, which then have to be cared for plants. If you have dead plants, they actually do the opposite. So live plants that you nurture and love. Around your front door, if you can put plants or flowers without blocking the front door space, that would be lovely because it will enhance any front door. Be careful though not to choose spiky plants because they have a negative association for the entry. You think you'd feel uncomfortable if the bougainvillea spikes were intruding on your space as you're coming through. Think of the chi coming in and getting poked. So you want smooth, rounded, soft plants or flowers, and think of color, and we will discuss color shortly, and think of the pots that the plants go in. And you may not want to just put one plant on one side because again, balance is important in Feng Shui. You might want to have 2 plants or plants going up the side of your front door on a little trellis, but they're balanced. And if you do have a pot for your plants, don't make it an edgy pot or an ugly pot. You make it a soft pot or a round pot with curved edges, because edges, again, have that feeling that you need to protect against the edges of sharp things. So your plant pots are important, and what plants you choose are important, but they should be nourished and happy plants, and preferably colorful plants. Now, sound. Let's talk sound. You may notice that some people put little bells on their front door or wind chimes near to their front door. That's because sound has an extra special way of changing the chi and stimulating chi, and the wind blowing the bells, or the door moving and tinkling the bells, or the wind blowing through the wind chimes adds a music and therefore enhances the chi. But if you choose sound by your front door, you want to make sure it doesn't trouble you when you're sleeping or when you're indoors, and you don't feel uncomfortable thinking, oh my God, somebody's opening the door because the bell's ringing. So if you're using sound, be careful about the location and how it's going to affect your normal feeling of security inside. All right, so we've done lighting, plants, sound, and hardware. And now let's talk about color. When you're choosing color for your front door, it really isn't, it doesn't cut it to have your front door the same color as your house wall, the exterior wall, or even a gentle shade of the front wall. You actually want your front door to pop. That's why I took this picture, it pops. the color of the front, the door versus the blue wall. You want your front door to have contrast from the side, from the area of the home that you can see near to it. And you want it to be a pop that works for you. It's not supposed to be a discordant pop, and you don't want to have something that shocks you or makes you feel uncomfortable. You want to have a color that you love, you want to come home to, and it pops, it stands out from the rest of the house. Now, many people know, everybody knows that color enhances our, has an effect on our energy. That's why they have hospital rooms are painted certain colors, and inside of banks are painted other colors. And people love certain colors just because they love certain colors. It reminds you of the sky, it reminds you of nature, it makes you happy. Color has an effect. Color psychology is a whole study. If you have a favorite color and you want to put it on your front door and it works well with your outside wall color, by all means, go for it. There are significant colors that people use. They might say, they want yellow for cheerfulness, and they want blue for loyalty or trust, and they want green for health or nature. They want steel gray because it looks expensive or it looks solid and looks serious. You choose the color you want. I am a Caribbean soul, so I tend to like bright colors. My front door is pretty much a bright cobalt blue, and my house is white with peach trim, so you see the color thing. But depending on where you live, on your own personal taste, try to make your front door, I shouldn't say try, make your front door stand out beautifully from the walls around it, and choose colors that mean something to you. And if you want to take a message with the color, as I said, financial stability or hope or lightness or joy, then you do that. It's your front door. Make your front door a happy place to come home to. Make your front door beautiful for the chi to come home to. So, having any questions there, Nikki?
No, I have a statue outside my door.
Yes. Yes.
Would that be considered like a plant?
Okay, so that's a wonderful question. When I think I was talking about plants, and we have one plant on either side of the front door, say, or plant the trellis going up. When you have two things, one on either side of your front door, it's not only balance. They can be considered the guardians of your front door, and the plants are the symbol of that. If you have a statue outside your front door, it could be considered the guardian of your front door. But again, Nikki, we would be looking for balance. You might want to have two. Sometimes you see, those Chinese looking dogs, they call them foo dogs, and they have a very strong symbolic meaning in Feng Shui. There's hugely significant. You might see small foo dogs because of the size that space you have available, or large foo dogs. They are protecting the front door from unwanted energy entering the front door. So if you have a statue and it's not so huge, if it's huge, it might be blocking your front door. So check that. But if it's not so huge and if it looks appropriate for you to have two, even if one is a yin and one is a yang, to have a balance again, consider that. Unless I saw your statue in your front door, I wouldn't be able to give you any further guidance. But it's lovely to have a guardian for your front door, even if it's a symbolic guardian, such as a beautiful plant or two beautiful plants. Okay.
Okay.
Or a bed of flowers, because in the Caribbean, we very often have the front door, little steps and garden all around, and we can have beds of flowers along the edge of the house, and they sort of convene towards the front door, and that frames the front door beautifully. That works the same too. So yes,
okay,
your statues work and plants and flowers work. Okay, so now we have to consider that the front door doesn't live by itself. In order to get to your front door, most people have to walk a path from somewhere to your front door. If you're lucky enough to have a garden gate and a driveway and a path, then that's fine. But some people don't have much of that. Whatever you have approaching your front door, make it beautiful. The same things apply to your door. So it should feel that the chi is happy to come along your garden path or your front path from your street entrance or from your wherever it is you're coming, your garage gate. The chi should be happy to flow along your pathway to your front door and then come into your front door. It should be happy. Therefore, it should be attractive. I would say if, again, you have a garden setting, then allow that garden pathway to be lined with beautiful flowers, and use color, use pop, different colors to make it beautiful. If you don't have a garden setting and you have a stone path, make the stone path as pretty and attractive as you can. Colored stones, special stones. If you have any blockages, remove them. If you have any shahs, is the wheelbarrow in the middle of the path? and you have to walk around it every single time, remove them. Do you actually have a tree or a rock blocking your front door when you come up the path and you turn the corner? And is there a tree or some plant from a relic from some other time that was growing there since you bought the house and you never moved it? Is the approach to your front door clear, smooth, and beautiful? That's what you're looking for. Whether it be 6 feet long, 6 feet long, or 50 feet long, you want that approach to be a welcoming, chi enhancing, chi supporting, flowing, beautiful approach. So that when it gets to your front door, the chi is like, I love this place. I'm never going to leave. That's what you're looking for. So take a hard look at your approach to your front door, be it ever so humble, when you look at your front door. Anybody have any questions? Those are your 5 tips. And we are
Thank you.
beautifully on schedule. Let's see if there's any questions in the Facebook group. Yes. Anybody on Facebook have any questions? Terry, Kathleen, Candace, I'm going to stop the share.
No, it was quite comprehensive. Thank you.
Okay. How about you, Kay and Candace?
Thank you, Wendy. It was very clear, and I'm going to have a look at my front door again.
Yeah, we always actually should check every now and then, because life happens and things build up.
Yes,
Things
yeah.
get old and rusty and start falling off. So we should always take a look around our front door and our home and just see what needs love. Yeah.
Yes.
Candace, how about you? How about you?
I definitely need work. And I will be changing that. I never thought about it, but I remember one thing was obstructing my door one day coming home, and I got so upset over that thing, and it's my fault it was there, and I didn't understand why. So yes,
yeah,
I will be working on that.
We feel it, you know. Sometimes we just ignore it, but we feel it energetically when these things are out of whack. So we're doing ourselves a huge favor when we pay attention to them, and we're also doing our families who may not be trying to do feng shui, but we're doing a favor to them too, because they're feeling it too when they come home, and they may not know why they're feeling uncomfortable. So it's all about that, supporting yourself energetically by allowing the chi to be as wonderful as it can be. So if nobody has, I am not seeing any questions in the chat. We have, oh, you're welcome, Rashmi. Thank you for being there, Rashmi, and Maria and Elana. Thank you. So if we have no further questions, I'm going to say thank you all for being here. It's been my pleasure to share my word with you, and I will see you guys again very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. Have a good weekend, everybody.
You're welcome.
Bye.